When I was moving up from South Australia, I was looking for a rental. 4 great things of renting are not having to maintain any breaks or any damage. Anything that needs to be fixed needs to go through the real estate, and it's not something you necessarily have to look after. The real estate have a list of different maintenance people that can do that job and come in and fix it. Another great thing about renting is that it helps me know what I want my dream home to be. I've rented privately and through real estate, and my preference is to go through the real estate.
The main document governing residential tenancies in Queensland is the Form 18A, which is a document published by the Residential Tenancies Authority. That's the General Tenancy Agreement. So that is a contract between the lessor and the tenant. The reason it's so important to have legislation governing these relationships is that it sets a level playing field. There's consistency and fairness in the provision of residential accommodation for both tenants and lessors.
The top 4 things I really look for in a rental when I'm looking is if it's got enough space, if it's big enough, the backyard for our pets. I look at the age and I look at the carpets.
So the minimum housing standards came in for new tenancies on 1 September 2023, and for all other tenancies it's coming into effect on 1 September 2024. It imposes a new set of minimum housing standards pertaining to all residential tenancies in Queensland, subject to a very few conditions. They're fairly basic standards and structurally sound. It be in good repair. It have hot and cold running water, flushable toilets. It have latches and locks on all doors and windows below ladder height. If kitchen facilities are offered, there's a requirement to have a functioning cooktop. If laundry facilities are available, there should be facilities there for a tenant to use a washing machine or dryer. Tenants have 4 primary obligations. First one is obviously to pay the rent on time. The second one is to keep the property clean and undamaged as far as practicable. The third obligation is to comply with the terms of the General Tenancy Agreement. And the fourth obligation is to do as much as practical to respect the neighbours' peace and quiet.
In my cover letters, what I put into them was who I am, what I do for work, what I do outside of work.
Lessors and property managers can only ask information which is directly relevant to assessing a prospective tenant's application for tenancy.
I often did the background checks that you can do just so that they can see that straight away.
So they can ask for proof of a tenant's identity, they can ask for evidence of the tenant's ability to pay the rent, and also evidence of the tenant's ability to maintain the property. They can't ask relevant information, so they can't ask information about a tenant's age, their marital status, their sexuality, their race, their political or religious views, or the number of children they have, for instance.
Entry reports are interesting. I like them. I think it's a very sure way to make sure you can leave everything the way you got it, but also just to make sure you're not getting anything taken from your bond.
It is very important that both parties comprehensively complete the entry condition report and also the exit condition report. Most agents these days take a lot of photos, which is the best evidence of the condition of the property at the commencement of a tenancy agreement. There is a process if there is a dispute over a bond refund. A tenant or a lessor can lodge a Form 16 dispute resolution form with the Residential Tenancies Authority, and the RTA will attempt to conciliate that dispute.
Privately though, I didn't do an entry report. I should have, because on the way out of my last private, they tried to take my bond for a dryer that I hadn't used and wasn't cleaned.
In the event that there is a dispute over the disbursement of the bond at the end of a tenancy, the RTA has a dispute resolution service, and they will try and conciliate the dispute between the parties. If it's not resolved, the matter can be escalated to QCAT, and QCAT will make a determination as to how the bond monies should be dispersed between the parties.
Hi, I'm Antonia Mercorella, CEO of the Real Estate Institute of Queensland. Thanks so much for watching this video, which is a segment from PropIQ, a show produced by the REIQ to help provide insights into real estate for both people in the industry and consumers. I'd love it if you could subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever we post a new video. Speaking of new videos, you might want to check out this one next.